What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and this time I'm going to tell you my top 10 favorite bands of all time. Let's not waste anything. Let's get right into it. Coming in at number 10 is Sepultura, the boys from Brazil. I love Sepultura. They're a very underrated heavy metal thrash band. These guys have that right amount of aggression and angst to their music. Their albums are, they just get you in the mood. Say if you're in the gym doing a hard workout, you put on some Sepultura, you will get in the zone. Songs like Beneath the Remains, Mass Hypnosis, Nomad, Propaganda, just to name a few. Those songs instantly will put you in that mood of just like ground and pound. Good shit. Love Sepultura. Coming at number 9 is Blue Oyster Cult. I love Blue Oyster Cult. I think Blue Oyster Cult is extremely underrated. I've seen them in concert twice, and both times I've seen them, their shows have been awesome. Take away songs like Godzilla, Burning for You, and Don't Fear the Reaper. They have a catalog of unique and different songs that, to me, far surpass those songs on any given day. And not only that, their albums have a unique feel to them because every single album they put out, one is different from the other. They're constantly experimenting with their sound and trying to create like something new. And to me, it goes really unnoticed, and it's a damn shame. Blue Oyster Cult. Definitely check them out past their three biggest hits because you are missing out on some really good stuff. Coming in at number 8 is Overkill. I love Overkill. I think Bobby Blitz Ellsworth, he's one of the best vocalists in heavy metal. I love the aggression in his vocals. I like the range of his vocals. I like the intensity of the music. You got songs like Ironbound from a recent album, but you also got classic songs like Hello from the Gutter, Years of Decay, Drunken Wisdom. A lot of good shit from Overkill, man. If you have never heard an Overkill song, you're missing out. They got a lot of good stuff. Coming at number 7, Rob Zombie. As a filmmaker, he aggravates me. As a musician, I am still a fan of both his solo work and his band work. That first Hellblade Deluxe album is awesome. Hellblade Deluxe 2, really underrated. Then from White Zombie, you got La Sex Cristo and Astro Creep. Two really good albums. So yeah, I still got a soft spot for Rob Zombie as a musician. Coming in at number 6 is Alice in Chains. I grew up on Alice in Chains. I love Alice in Chains. Man in the Box, We Die Young, Rooster, phenomenal song. You got a song like Rotten Apple, a really overlooked and underrated song. Alice in Chains is one of those bands that always experimented with their sound, kind of like Blue Oyster Cult. You know, you can't categorize Alice in Chains to one specific genre because they're constantly changing and experimenting with different things. You know, the album of Facelift is radically different from Dirt, and then you have the two EPs like Jarflies and Sap, which have a more acoustic feel to them. You know, Alice in Chains, I love them to death. Now we're into the top 5, kicking it off with Monster Magnet. I think Monster Magnet is one of the most underrated bands of all time. They get no love. I love Dave Windorf as a vocalist. I think he's fantastic. I think the band as a whole, I love the whole space rock stoner vibe they got going on. I like how they incorporate that old school 70s style metal into their music. You know, you got albums like Dopes to Infinity and Power Trip that are really solid and have a lot of really good songs on them. Yes, Monster Magnet deserves some love, and I cannot wait to one day see them in concert. I want it. It's on the bucket list. Monster Magnet is on the bucket list. Coming at number 4 is Typo Negative. It's been 10 years since Peter Steele passed away, and it's been 10 years since Typo Negative became no more. And that kind of left a hole in my heart because when I was 7 years old, I first discovered Typo Negative because of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Their version of Summer Breeze played throughout the opening credits. And because of that, I became a fan of Typo Negative. Albums like Bloody Kisses, October Rust, and Life Is Killing Me. 3 really, really good albums. And you got Peter Steele, whose voice is just so like deep and rich and just captivating. And I like the lyrics. They can be really, they have like a romantic side to them, but they also have like a little satirical, comedic side to them as well. You know, I love Typo Negative. I wish they were still around. I wish Peter Steele was still alive. It's a band that up until 2009 was on my bucket list to see, and since the band is no more and Peter Steele is no longer with us, it'll forever be one of my regrets that I'll never get to see Typo Negative, and it really hurts me as a fan. Coming in at number 3 is Rage Against the Machine. I love Rage Against the Machine. Their music and their lyrics, they're ageless. They still stand the test of time because politics is one of those things that will never ever change. The players will change, but the meanings will always be the same. And a band like Rage Against the Machine, they're going to go out throughout the ages with their message because you can apply what they did back then to now. It's still the same thing. But as musicians, I think they're talented as all hell. I think Zach De La Rocha is an outstanding vocalist. I like how he incorporates the rap vibe to his music. Tom Morello, very talented guitar player. Tim Comfort, really good bass player. You got Brad Welk, who's in it, who's awesome drummer. Love Rage Against the Machine. I hope they do one more reunion tour so I can see them. It's on the bucket list to see Rage Against the Machine. Coming in at number 2 is my boys from Queens, Anthrax. I've seen Anthrax twice. I love them every time. I can't not wait to see them again. I love Anthrax. Spreading the Disease, Among the Living, Persistence of Time, awesome albums. You got the very underrated John Bush era, which gave us Sound of White Noise, really good album. The Threat Is Real, Volume 8, very underrated album. We Come For Your Wall, another good album. Then you got the return of Joy Belladonna with Worship Music and For All Kings, 2 really solid albums. My main gripe with those 2 albums is that Worship Music and For All Kings, they don't have that comedic, satirical side that Anthrax was known for back in the day. And I wish that, and I hope for the next album they bring back that comical side that they got, because they put together some really good songs like Imitation of Life, I Am the Law, bringing in that pop culture vibe, the comic book vibe into the music. It just made them feel so unique. It made them stand out, and it gave them a fun-loving vibe. To me, Anthrax is fun-loving thrash metal, where you just go out there and you just have fun. I love Anthrax. Okay, now we get to number 1. You either like them, you either hate them. The opinion on them varies. But for me, I've been listening to them since the cradle. I am, and will forever will be, a die-hard Metallica fan. I love Metallica. From Kill 'Em All to Injustice for All, they were at their peak. Some will include Black Album into that little thing, but to me, Black Album was the beginning of the end. However, when you compare things like Load and Reload and Saint Anger to the Black Album, at least the Black Album sounds like a heavy metal album, and it has a consistent tone throughout it. Unlike Load and Reload, which was a radical departure, not bad albums. They do got some good songs from each album, but it's not Metallica. Then you got Saint Anger, which has no clue what it wants to be. I mean, yeah, you got albums like Death Magnetic and Hardwired, which are good, and they try to go back to their roots. But, you know, it's very lopsided, those 2 albums. There's some good things, and there's some not so good things. And not all the songs on those 2 albums are really memorable. They're kind of forgettable. But as a whole, Metallica, you know, again, from 83 to 88, they were on fire. They were unstoppable. I still listen to every single album. And I will and forever will be a Metallica fan. I've seen them twice, and I cannot wait to see them for a 3rd time. Well, though that is my list of my top 10 favorite bands of all time, let me know yours in the comment sections below. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.